Hey there, this is Austin with AB Construction and things on what to consider when building or rebuilding your deck. We're here at the Pikes Peak Regional Development Center where it all starts. Let's get in and get started. When you're coming here, you're basically walking in these doors, and this is where the whole process started, as far as when it gets the planning, permitting process. There's a few things, there's multiple things depending on where you're at. If you're in the city, within city limits, you're going to head up to city zoning. If you're in one of the areas such as county, you got a county zoning. And as of June 30th, 2023, you also have Colorado Springs Fire for the Wildland Urban Interface Zones. So here we are. You're going in here. If you're in county, this is where you start. And usually they're very helpful. I usually just give a call and say, hey, I need sometimes plot plans can be a little bit difficult to come by if you're in the county. These people are great. They'll help you out. Give them a phone call. They say, yeah, they can email you over the plot plan. And that's where you get started for county zoning if your deck is in the county area. So it starts here. So this changed a little bit. So here you have your kiosk, and you see right there, you want to stand under plans and permits. You sign in there and you take a seat down there. They give you a call up, and pretty much it starts there. You get a plan tracking number. You take that with you, and then you head up to your city zoning first. And as far as when it comes to lot coverage, that's determined on how big of a deck you can build. They take that into account for it. If you have, let's say your lot's 5,000 square feet, your lot coverage is 25%. Your house already takes up some of that. So it kind of depends on how large of a deck you can build. This is where we go to for this. City zoning, setbacks, lot coverage, hillside overlay. That may play a factor into you depending on where you're at in the city. We can help you with that all at this counter. Very helpful. Best way to get them, believe and supply you with a plot plan for decks. Just give them an email. They'll shoot that over to you. Draw it up. Take it to them. They say yay or nay. And as of June 30th, 2023, the Wildland Urban Interface Zone took effect for decks in Colorado Springs, mostly impacting the west side of 25. There's some sections in the inside center of the city that affects too. So this is where you go for that. Very helpful. Worked with on a few decks this year. Really simple process, just an extra step to consider when you're planning your deck. Next, once you pass those hurdles and get everything signed off from the city for lot coverage, setbacks, or if you go to county, and if you're in a Wildland Urban Interface, we just stop by City Fire. And once they sign off on that, say you're good to go, we head back down to take care of the construction of your deck. Make sure your deck is safe and ready for use. Already checked in down there at the plans and permit. We've already got our plan sheet. You do have to set an appointment for this if you're doing this in person. Otherwise, you can do all of this online. So it's just what you want to do with this process. You can get in and out in 2 to 3 hours in most cases. Pretty simple. If you won't want to do that, then you'll have to schedule an appointment to get back into this section. And this is where you meet with construction.
Good. That's what I had heard.
Various departments there. And if you're in the deck process, construction is really the only one you would sign off. You may have to go through floodplain depending on where your address is in the city, but that's a pretty simple step, nothing major, no big hurdles there. So after you pass that, planning examiner has stamped off on your deck, giving you the approval that it's good the way you designed it, or they make some changes. You come back out here, you take a seat, go back to the kiosk, sign in for plans and permit. You take a seat, wait for your name to be called. You got all your permit information. You've gone through your various departments. Everything's been approved. Take a seat at the permit counter here. We'll get you squared away. You pay your fee, and off you go. All right, so let's dive into deck surfaces. We are on our way to one of our main suppliers here, Timbers Diversified. While we're on our way, let's talk about some of the options you have when it comes to deck surfaces. Probably the most widely used and oldest that's been around is 2x6 decking. Probably specifically when it comes more specifically redwood. Redwood has been around for a very long time and has been used on deck surfaces for probably decades. And that's, you know, really holds up well to exterior conditions. It's naturally resistant to decay, and a few other options out there. You do see cedar. Cedar is out there as well. Those two when it comes to wood. Now, if you're looking for really price point, pressure treated is going to be your option. Your best bet would be the 5/4, which is a little bit over an inch. I would strongly advise against using 2x6 treated just because of the moisture content on that. So that is options in wood. Would say this, when it comes back to the WUI zones, you are not allowed to use wood on your deck surface, on your stair treads, or anything like that. City of Colorado Springs enacted their WUI zone in 2023. That was last year at this filming. So you're stuck with composite if you live, well, composite or metal if you live in the WUI zones here in Colorado Springs. So that brings us to our next one. You do have metal decking as an option if you live in a WUI zone. Now I would say metal decking is probably going to be definitely the higher price point when it comes to deck surfaces, even more so than composites, and just because of the way not only you have a little bit more labor when it comes to that, but also just the cost, because a lot when we say metal, it's going to be more than likely the most popular out there is aluminum decking, and aluminum is definitely more expensive than steel, so you're paying quite a bit more for that. But when it comes to fire rating, it's one of the highest fire rating decking materials out there on the market. So if you're really concerned about that, that's an option to go with. And going back to composite, on our way to Timbers here, they've got a great number of samples out there for us to see, which is why we're headed there shortly. Composite has really come a long way. They've got a lot of different price points available. Our suppliers have a lot of in-stock items that they carry, great price points, and some are even comparable to redwood and cedar since we've had the lumber price increases as of late. So we'll see you again shortly when we arrive at Timbers to get an on-site look at their composite decking. All right, so here we are at Timbers Diversified to discuss deck surfaces. Let's go in. One of our trusted vendors here in Colorado Springs. Here we are. Here's the owner, Ron. Been working with him for a number of years. Hi, Ron.
Hi, Austin. How you doing, buddy?
Some other people have new faces, so it's good to see you guys again, and some that I haven't seen. So, all right, let's go check out the surfaces and see what we have for options when it comes to the deck surfaces. Here's Randy. How you doing, Randy? Good. And one thing we really like about Timbers Diversified here is they've got a lot of on-site samples. You really get a bigger picture as opposed to your little 4x4 squares. As you see here, we've got a number of nice size samples of the products that they offer. And so here we've got you have your composite. We've got a number of products they specialize in carrying. We've got our decorators, Vibron, some of the products here. And this just really gives you a good idea of the, we lost it there. Cameraman's having problems, but that's all right. Yeah, you can see that you can have here, we send a lot of our customers down here just to have them to get a really good idea on what we're looking at, for as they can get a color, what really works for their house, what they're looking for, and there are like a number of options out here. We work with a lot of these products, both decorators. This is here, we've got different colors here in the decorators line. And all this is stocked, readily available, so you can get it. Now here's something we really like to point out. This is what we do standard on all our decks. You look at here, this is our flashing tape, we like to call, and we install this on the top of all of our dimensional lumber. And basically that's going to keep, you can see the water's just falling off of that, and a lot of your deck rot starts from the top down. That water just speeds right off, doesn't even get the chance to soak into the lumber, preserving the integrity of your structure for many years to come. And we talked about here the good example we got here. You can zoom in here a little bit, and we got this. This is, when you're seeing this is that new product we had discussed about when on your deck framing. This is that pressure treated LVL material. You can see it's a little bit different there, which is you need to protect it, as opposed to down here you actually have your dimensional lumber. So that's the difference there. Great product if you can afford the price point. So here we've got a number of things. We're going into more of our decking. We got Envision. This is a great product. We love this. This is will give you a really nice deck surface. You're looking for that. And as you can see, a number of products out here. This is our Fibron product. We've installed this product on a number of decks. Great product for the price point. Boy, you almost really, if you're looking for a little budget-friendly option, Fibron Good Life, they've really upped their selection on colors there, so you have a lot of options there at a great price point. Really good option there for you. And yeah, so here you go. Yeah, if you're in the Colorado Springs area and you get a chance, stop by Timbers Diversified over here off of 2610 Robinson Street, and they can really help you out. All right, well, we're here at Timbers Diversified to discuss railings. Here we are. We've got a number of railing options here. One great option, if you're in the Colorado Springs area, stop by Timbers Diversified. They've got a great section of railings to choose from that you can actually see in hand. Pretty good section, as you can see here. We've got like a couple number of 4-foot sections, so you can actually see what you're looking at. I believe this is an RDI product here. You know, they've really made some advances when it comes to railing options. So this is one of their newest, and you can see that's a really nice, this is a powder coated steel. Will last you many years on this one. You've got an option there. We move down the line here. You have your vertical. Now this is probably the most common. This has been around the longest when it comes to powder coated metal railing. Great option, gonna last you a long time. Just a little bit different option for you to see. Notice that some of the difference between what your normal wood railing is, that this section here, your top rail and your bottom rail, and your intermediate panels, what we call balusters or pickets, some people call them, are a lot thinner than your wood railing. So it gives you a lot more open feeling. You don't have the rail blocking your view. Follow the line down here. And if you really want views, you have your cable railing. You can see that a lot thinner. Now this product is actually one of the newer cable railing options on the market. You can see this top rail. This is actually a pre-built panel system that you can cut to your desired length within certain parameters and then actually assemble it together. And I believe inside of here is how you tighten it up. Then it all caps up. I believe this actually pops off. Tighten it up. It's a lot more labor friendly than your traditional cable railing. So still on the higher end of the price point, but definitely a little bit more labor friendly when it comes to putting in the cable railing. And as you can see, you almost have nothing here blocking your view. You've got a real spacious view you want to take advantage of. Cable railings are the way to go as it fits in your budget. We're going to go back here to look at some few options. When it comes to railing, we do have a couple of options when it comes to that. We just looked at a lot of the metal cable railing. We got a little bit different of a top rail here. A lot of these railing manufacturers do offer like a what we call a top rail design to kind of give you some more decorative features on there. Walking our way down here, we're going to take a look at some of the aluminum composite options. And here's an option here you have available too. This is your vertical cable railing. We took a look over there at the horizontal cable railing, but this is the same type of thing where you have, this is a pre-built panel. This basically, you cut it down and adjust it to where you need it. And if you, like I said, if you want to take advantage of your great views, cable railings, a great option for you. Here, this is, I believe, this is probably a Fortress product aluminum railing, a lot lighter than your metal railing, and you can see it comes in some different color options there. This is higher price point as opposed to your metal railing like we have here, and it usually tends to be, as you can kind of see, a little bit bulkier than its steel counterparts, but a great option for you and at a little bit higher price point. There's a lot of, when it comes to railing options, we got a few more over here we can take a look at. I believe this is one of the newer lines Timbers has started carrying here. They got a couple of different options here. A little bit bulkier railing. I believe this is aluminum. Great product here, and lasts you a long time. We got comes in a couple of different color options there. So this is, yeah, a lot of great options when it comes to railing. You're not just stuck with wood. You've got composite, metal, aluminum, cable railing. I don't think they have any samples out here when it comes to glass panels. I'm personally not a fan of those, but that is an option. If you really want to take care of the views, take advantage, I'd go with the cable railing. That's just my personal opinion. That is out here. One of the designs we've got here in this back corner here, we've got what they call it like a serpentine railing. So they've got a lot of different designs here. And again, this is the metal powder coated option. I think RDI and Fortress made something like this. If you want something a little ornate to kind of mix it up in there so it's not all the same, this is an option that's available out there and pretty really readily available, and also at a reasonable price point. So that's railings.
Ready for more? Subscribe and never be out of the construction loop.